Yeah, let's look at the PulseChain prices. Just with everything else, we are getting a little bit of a relief rally here today, basically because things nuked so bad yesterday. But we got Pulse at 4 zeros and a 2966. We have Hex at 006756. We have PulseX at 4 zeros 1962. We've got eHex at 2018. And of course, for Ewok, I want to make sure I get in PDI is at 002271. The PDI up. At one point, I saw 25% today, so pretty interesting there. Anyway, so that is where we're at with Pulse. What do you make of the price action on Pulse lately, and where we're going to go from here? You know, as the greater crypto market is trying to figure out what the hell it's doing.
Well, you also have incentive at $1.16.
Oh, whoops, my bad. I did forget about that. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just looking at like 7-day, 24-hour. You know, obviously looks good. Where everything's at 10%. eHex has made it to 20% today on a nice little ripper. 7 days, it looks to be, you know, pretty even. You know, you got 2% down 6, even down, or 5% up, down 6%. So the one thing that I had pointed out to you earlier, though, was this fear and greed. You know, we've been looking at that every week, and fear is it's down to 20. And again, these are the little cues that I'm talking about. You know, it looks like here, Bitcoin, this 24 out of the altcoin season index, it's 24 out of 100. So fear and greed and this together, again, just another cue that makes me think we are getting that much closer to something really happening. I know we've been saying it for a while because we thought it was going to. One of these times we're going to be right. I mean, I'll continue to say that, you know, it's got to be getting closer. And oftentimes we know, yes, it gets worse before it gets better. How worse? Well, who knows? Guess it could get worse, even worse. If the sellers aren't exhausted. So that's where we're at. And really not even a point looking at the chart of these. I mean, again, you can see, you know, it's having a nice little day. We'll pull up the PulseChain chart just to gander at it quickly here. But
you do make a good point. I mean, when you've been down and kicked in the teeth for so long, what else is there to lose? I mean, that's kind of like the same thing as sellers being exhausted. It's like, in terms of the chart, how much further, maybe I shouldn't say this famous last words, but how much further down could Pulse go? I mean, we're what, 40% or so from the all-time low right now. You know, we're hovering around the previous all-time low from 2023 at the moment. So how much worse can it really get? And especially if you've DCA'd hard this whole 3 years or whatever it is that you've had the opportunity to do, you know, your portfolio is probably a lot higher at these prices than it was in 2023, you know?
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
And honestly, it looks like we've got a floor here. We've triple bottomed. I don't know. You had a bottom back here. You touched it on this wick, touched it again, and now it's pulled back. So triple bottoms are usually a very good sign. You know, it's tested that level 3 times, and there's something or a force or someone that's protecting it. You know, so to me, that is a very also bullish sign as well. You know, we have some important levels coming up here, obviously, to break through and to continue on. It's just a matter of watching to see if, you know, this stair step down was pretty rough.
Yeah.
From I can't even see days. I don't like this new chart layout that they have here, but either way, the last, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 red candles in a row, as far as days go. Yeah, again, that's one of the things that increases that fear and greed. But the bonus or the highlight of it all is that it did triple bottom and it found a floor. So continue to
look encouraging. Yeah, it does look encouraging from there. What do you think of is it Audi? But I can't even see this comment here from him. Audi, sorry. Someone is protecting the floor very much. I mean, that's something I was thinking the other day as well,
Yeah.
that an interested party might want to keep this area
Hmm.
defended pretty well. This is an area with a lot of price history. Like I said, going back to August of 2023, when the Gary Gensler's corrupt SEC filed the lawsuit, that's when we first kind of came down here. Yeah, and obviously we're going to get to this, but we've seen a lot of the PulseChain sacrifice funds get tornado cashed and sent all over the place to where people can no longer see them over the last few weeks. And I don't know, who knows? Is there a plug of sorts in here? Or are we just, like we just said, everybody's just so exhausted. Who else is there to sell at this point, you know?
Yeah. And that's kind of what we're waiting for, right? The sellers to be exhausted. Until that happens, it's not going to pump. The only way to get green candles is to have more buyers than sellers. And when the sellers eat up every little bit of liquidity that goes in or buys that go in, why continue to buy? So what's Johnny talking about here with the squeaky wheel?
I don't know. I almost put that up too. I really liked the comment I had there though, so I wanted to read that real quick. But
Sorry. What you got?
okay.
This one?
We'll talk about the squeaky wheel in a minute. It's only after you've lost everything that you're free to do anything. PulseChain investor, also featured in Fight Club, I'm pretty sure, and probably other places too. But anyway, good comment. I don't know what Johnny's referring to. Johnny, what's the squeaky wheel? I think he's having a conversation with somebody in there. I'm not real sure.
Well, I know the squeaky wheel gets the grease. I know that. I know the saying. I just wondered what
him and Fast Abdul are going back and forth, I think. Here. So,
okay, I got you. I missed
so,
that. I was watching or looking at the charts there.
Yeah. So that's where we're at with the ecosystem. I mean, yeah, it's just kind of, I mean, that's the nice thing is, again, we've been suffering for so long that these pullbacks in the main market really are not going to hurt us all that much. And I'm curious what you think too, Ewok, because we saw this in the Hex days. And I think we're seeing it again with this ecosystem because we kind of maybe not counter trade, but we don't do exactly what the rest of crypto does. Like we saw this move down before this move in the macro market, and we seem to kind of front run the other things that do happen. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say about it, but that's what I.
Well, yeah, it is decorrelated. Obviously, it's weird because it really relies on liquidity. Hart's law type thing is what is it tied to? For a while, Hex back in the day was tied to Ethereum. So when Ethereum ran, Hex did too, because that's the majority of the liquidity. Then it switched to USDC, where only thing that changed the price was buys and sells.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't another token. Now we have our own ecosystem, PulseChain, very much decorrelated with everything. There isn't a whole lot of backing or I don't think there's a lot of coins that are tied to it as far as liquidity goes. You have to use a bridge to get across. So, there might be some strange liquidity pairs floating out on Uniswap or something like that. But for the most part, it's not controlled like that. So I feel that we are very, very much decorrelated from the rest of the markets, and we can do our own thing at any time. I don't know if people remember that Richard really says, I don't care about alt season. I care about our season. So,
yeah.
That comment alone said, doesn't really matter to me what the other crypto does. I care about us doing well. So you have that.
Yeah, that is encouraging too. And again, it's just like we were saying with the first segment. Like, what is your conviction? If it's something that you believe in, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say throw out the time frames, but in terms of holding it to a specific standard, we know with anything in life that if you have a set in stone expectation and it's not being met and you're attached to it, you're gonna suffer. And I know it's hard to hear that when it seems like all we've done is suffer for 4 years basically here. But yeah, it's the truth. So yeah, maybe we should all watch Fight Club later tonight and relearn that lesson that you've got to lose everything first, burn the apartment down, quit your job, and all that stuff. So